You tell me when, Dylan. Okay. See, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me about that day that you got the package in the mail and found out you were.
Actually, I found out a little, probably untraditionally. I was actually overseas. We were in Asia. It was so Steve was trying to get a hold of me to kind of let me know. And of course, I was over in Cambodia, and we were on a family trip over there about this time last year, and so couldn't get a hold of me. The phones are, time change and everything. And so Ward reached out, Manuel, our AD, and he tried calling a couple of times. Finally, I got a message from Ward, and he said, "Hey, you got to call this guy back. He wants to tell you something." So I'm like, "All right." And call him back, and he's like, "Hey, we don't really do it this way, but we'll just let you know you made it." So I was in Phuket, Thailand, and I got the call, and I was like, it was great, sitting on a beach, and couldn't have made it any more better day than what it already was, and got a call that I'm going in the College Football Hall of Fame. So
yeah, and you're joining some incredible men from Michigan.
Yeah,
class.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in this class, but just in the history.
Oh, correct. Yeah. No, it's that's the thing about the college Hall of Fame that's a little different than the Pro Football Hall of Fame is obviously the Pro Football Hall of Fame is not only being the next level, but I think the general pool of guys at the college. So many more guys have played the college game. And to be selected out of that group of historical numbers of college players that played this game, and to be selected into this fraternity is an honor.
Yeah, you played at Michigan under Coach Carr.
Yeah.
Tell me how he impacted your life.
Oh, he was huge. I was really Lloyd's part of his first recruiting class. As he got named my senior year of high school, he was named the intern head coach after Gary Moeller, and then he was named after that season the full-time head coach. And so the class of '96 was his first recruiting class. So we had a great class of guys, and he was until this day still he's like that father figure. It's you think as an 18-year-old kid you get to move to the other side of the country and think you're going to get away with stuff, and it's not so with Lloyd. And that was the thing. He demanded excellence, but he was firm. He was rigid, but he also listened to you, and he wanted the best for you. So it was that father figure.
One of the things that defined your career and really your team during your era was the defense,
right?
Of which you were the leader. Didn't allow a sack in 2 seasons.
Yeah. Yeah, the last 2 seasons, yeah. It was funny, it kind of came full circle. In '97, my first year playing the national championship year, nobody gave us a chance. I think they picked us preseason to finish kind of middle of the pack of the Big Ten. Defensively, we were stacked. That's where the most of our returners were coming back from. So offense was we had the, I think there were 2 returning starters on the offensive line. Zach Adamy, who had actually moved over from guard to center to play that year, and John Jansen was our returning right tackle. Other than that, it was Jeff Backus, myself, both redshirt freshmen, never had stepped foot on the field. We were playing the anchor in the left side. And then the right side was we had I think Chris Zeman, or we had a couple guys fighting that battle, and that rotated a little bit, but it was a new group. Brian Greasy, of course, the quarterback, who had experience, but he was kind of named the full-time starter going into that year after the Outback Bowl the year before. So the offense, we had some slack to pick up to kind of get to where the level of the defense were. And that was a great thing about that team, was it was a very selfless team. Nobody cared who got the credit. And as a young player, I that was my first real, deep dive into what Michigan football is all about. Playing for each other, the tradition. You're playing not only for the guys in that team, but for the decades and century of players that came before you. And so it speaks for itself. We went 12-0, won the national championship, and then towards the end of my career, my junior and senior year, it was a little bit different. It was flipped. The roles were reversed. Offense had all the returning guys. Our offensive line had started, a combined million games, and of course we had Drew Henson and a quarterback who was highly talented and had played a bunch. So from the receiver all the way down, running back Anthony Thomas, our offense we knew the drill. The defense was the younger group, where there was a bunch of younger guys who were stepping up, and of course we fell short of a national championship that year. But still, I think the overall feel and brotherhood and tightness of that team over the course of my 4 years playing really never changed.
What does it mean to you to be able to represent the University of Michigan here tonight?
It's an honor. It seems like, every couple of years we have somebody coming in, and I think I speak to the guys that have made it in the past, and for me, like I said, being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was truly an honor as well. But this, to represent the school and all the guys I played with, and have some of my former teammates from Michigan here for tonight as well, is huge.
And last question, the game of football has been very good to you.
Yeah.
And you've been very good to the game. Can you speak to what this game has meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, this game, I started playing this game when I was 5 or 6, in the park, rec league football in South Florida, and I retired when I was almost 36 years old, and I've seen it all. I've been to a Super Bowl. I've played in national championship, won. Had a lot of things happen to me, good and bad. The injuries come with it, and so I've kind of experienced the highs and lows of everything, the big wins, the tough losses and big settings, and it teaches you. It's more than a game. It's really one big life lesson. And on a personal note, to have a son who's a senior in high school that's going through the recruiting process and starting to get that pickup, and see him kind of to start this process, it comes full circle. And it's a game that'll teach you a lot. It'll set you up. Not so much financially, anything to do with that, but just for life, how to be a father, how to be a husband, how to do things the right way. And if you buy into the game of football and the system and along the way, you'll be a better person.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.